Hello everyone, welcome back to Abstract Medicine. I do hope you're all doing very well. There's been some changes here in the healing room, but all is good. It's looking very cute, and I was going to do a recording. I might do a recording actually from above, but I thought I'd show you what I have here on the tarot table before we begin. I've got Harry Potter card, because it's spooky season and it's one of my favourite actors called Dumbledore, Richard Harris. Dumbledore is his character, as you know, and he lived here in the same village as me as he was performing at Stratford-upon-Avon Shakespeare Company, just up the road. And I've got these lovely crystals, my crystal balls. In many ways, more than one or two. And I have another crystal ball here. So let's have a look at the Lightseers Tarot deck and see what Spirit wants to share today. Okay everyone, so I do see that this is going to be a love reading. This is a collective reading. This will not be a pick a pile. This is part of the collective playlist here on Abstract Medicine. And as I've just mentioned that, we've had a ladybird just fly towards the glass window. And I think it's one of the black ones with the red dots on it that I can see. There has been an influx of ladybirds here in England the last 2 weeks, and I feel like this is connected to this reading because it's not just the cards that I read, it's everything, it's the energy, whatever it may be. So ladybirds represent good luck, they represent fortune, they represent positive talismans as well. They represent joy and upliftment, and because there have been lots of them coming into England, it's also because they're looking for places to call home and stay and bed down for the winter. I do think that you are about to receive an immense amount of abundance. The ladybird has now detected the spider in the corner of the window outside, and the spider has tried to approach it, and the ladybug or ladybird has gently turned around, nonplussed, and is still looking for a place to stay, looking for holes, looking for crevices. And I'm glad that it's looking here in my home, outside of course, so it can hibernate. So I do think, again, you're in the next 2 weeks, if you haven't received it already, you're going to be receiving a lot of positive news, good news coming in, fortune, people who are wanting to gift you things, people who are wanting to share their blessings with you. They also want to share their good news to you, which in turn will also be good news for you. I feel like this could be a situation where even in your workplace, I'm not even looking at the cards, I just feel the energy, so I'm reading clairvoyantly, and also I am sensing with remote viewing, which is a form of psychic scrying, where I see that people will want to work with you, collaborate with you, and their news is also your news. Their positive reward is also your positive gain. So whatever people, good friends, even colleagues, people that you don't really necessarily would like love in that way, that you would think, oh, they're my kindred soul or kindred spirit, I feel like there are going to be people who you're going to trust, and I feel like some of these people are platonic. I do see a lot of you at work specifically, where your colleagues, co-workers, they're wanting you to collaborate, to work with them in their team. they're going to be receiving blessings, they're going to be receiving accolades, they're going to be receiving financial rewards, they're going to be receiving upgrades in their career, they're going to be receiving salary raises, and somehow it's connected to you as well, because by them sharing this information, as I mentioned, they are also wanting you to be part of that team. So what I'm seeing is an office. I know some of you are self-employed and you work from home, or you work remotely, digital nomads around the world. I do see that what I'm seeing as an example is, say you are in an office and someone comes to you, they've just come out of a board meeting, I'm seeing, and they're very happy, they're very joyful, they're light-footed, and they come to your desk and you've just had another day with not much going on. You're not necessarily jumping for joy being at your desk, and you're not necessarily depressed or sad or anything. You're kind of content and you're going along with your tasks as you need to. So they come to you all excited, and you're suddenly beaming as well, and you're excited for them too, because that you're feeling their energy of positivity that they're coming to you with. And so they say to you, oh look, you would never believe it, I've got this amazing opportunity, and it's going to be so incredible, and I've but the thing is, I've got this crunch down, I have a deadline, and I've got to get all of this done, this project done, this deadline done by this specific date, and I'm not necessarily scrambling, but I thought of you immediately as someone who I really want to be part of the team. So what I'm seeing is you are very excited, you get up from your desk and you're jumping for joy and you're giving them a hug, which is kind of unprofessional because you don't necessarily, as I said before, like love them in that way, but you're so excited because you realise deep down that you remembered a prayer that you put out to the universe. Now, I call it prayer, but for you it could be a wish, so you use the word wish. I feel like, particularly in the collective, the month of January in 2025 this year, many of you have been putting out prayers, wishes, desires. You've got a wish list, you've got a bucket list for this year, and for some of you, you haven't realised these wishes, these prayers, they haven't manifested for you just yet. However, do not be dispirited, because the year hasn't ended yet. And that's what the Ladybird is sharing through Spirit. Spirit is saying the year hasn't ended yet. There's still time. There are still blessings coming in, and your blessings are coming in because it's happening for your divine time and in respect to the free will of others as well. Because everyone has their divine time. Their divine time may not necessarily be aligned with your divine time. So there's no need for jealousy when people get their raises, okay, their rewards, because it's their time. They're on that timeline. But if it's happening for people, if you're experiencing, you're hearing good news around you, directly around you, then it means that Spirit is giving you a wink saying it's going to happen soon. And it's going to happen for a lot of you sooner than never. So please do claim it down in the reading here. Claim, you can use any words that you wish, you can use any emojis that you wish. If this message resonates for you, please put it down in the comments. Write down in the comments. It really supports and helps Abstract Medicine as a channel, and it also allows people in the algorithms to see this video and this specific message. I also encourage for you to press the button like, subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, and we'll continue with the messages. So thank you so much, Spirit. So there's some other messages here. The ladybird has returned, and it fell and it got trapped in the net. Another spider went straight to it and then bizarrely went back, returned. The ladybird got stuck in the spider web net and is struggling itself out. I am confident that it will free itself. And it has. And I just heard it. You may have heard it just go ding. And the strangest thing of nature is the spider will create and will wait in the feminine energy to receive, particularly the females. Okay, the males attack, all right, particularly the hunter spiders, but the females will wait to receive. The money comes in, the abundance comes in, the food comes in, the answered prayer comes in, and then is able to eat its food, gain what it needs to nourish itself with. However, in this case, the ladybird is sharing more messages here, which is it went against nature, not once, but twice. The spider, the first one did not attack it. The second one tried to approach it and then withdrew. And the ladybird has been freed twice. The ladybird is very set on looking for a place to call home. Now there's that message that's been drilling in. Let's go back to the message about your abundance and other people around you who are going to be sharing this good news, and that you yourself are also going to be part of an incredible team where you yourself will also gain success, accolades, financial rewards, and a role level up. So your status will also be increasing as well for some of you. There is someone here who is not letting you go. We have the Four of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the King of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Swords. Some of you have walked away and moved away, have moved on from a particular relationship, possibly with a fire sign or a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or a Leo, Aries, and or Sagittarius. Some of you who have moved away from a particular person who felt like a soulmate, even though you moved on, you may be in a situation or a place right now in your mind where you're not really sure whether you made the right decision or not. And so you may be umming and ahhing, going, I don't know if I made the right decision. I don't know whether I should go back. I don't know whether I should go forward. I'm stuck in my head here. And maybe this has got to do with your upbringing. Because how you treat people and how you are in your relationships is very indicative of how you were raised, how you were brought up from your childhood. Now, for some of you, you may have issues with regard to, say, for example, abandonment, or maybe some of you have an anxious attachment style in your relationships, or maybe some of you don't feel worthy. Maybe you're saying to yourself a story where you don't feel worthy to be in a loving, sweet, drama-free, cradled relationship. And maybe you've been saying this story to yourself over and over again, and it has led you on the same path over and over again, but with different people. So you've had many different relationships that have played out the same story that has reflected itself in the physical out of something that you thought, something that you believed in, that was essentially in your head, and that is not real. Because we can create our reality every single given second. Time is now. Be in the now. So maybe this is something you're recognizing right now, is that with the 6, 6, and 6 here, there's a major need and desire and calling for balance. Maybe this is about finding your home, just like the ladybird is adamant to find its home, to bed down for the winter. And or maybe some of you could be experiencing someone who, from your past, is wanting to come towards you slowly but surely, but they are cautious that you may be on guard here with the Nine of Wands. They themselves may be experiencing the heartbreak that you had experienced maybe 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago, 6 days ago. So there has been a delay in the experience of your heart, of their heart being broken open, because maybe they themselves were resistant to opening up their emotional heart space, to feel emotions, to feel and be emotional as well. This could also be someone else who is coming in towards you, where I think that some of you may be having a choice between someone from your past, and I honestly do feel like a lot of you who book readings, tarot readings about your love life, or maybe you listen to free readings here on the YouTube channel, here on Abstract Medicine, or, you know, with other readers, they've been saying the same thing, that you will in the near future have a choice between your comfort zone with being with someone from your past who may, now everyone gets to have chances sometimes as well, as long as you stay in the present moment, as long as there hasn't been any abuse either way. I feel like you could be having a choice, making a choice between your person from your past and someone new coming in. Both of these people are soulmates. Both of these people have been souls that you have been with in other lifetimes, romantically speaking. Okay? One of them is wanting to repair, is wanting to connect, is wanting to heal, is wanting to balance, which we had the Six of Pentacles here, is wanting to balance the connection. They are wanting to give you something. Now remember, I spoke about gifts and abundance, and maybe this is someone from your past who was emotionally withdrawn. Okay? Maybe this is someone that you've had a back and forth with. Maybe this is someone who is now realizing what they may have lost and is wanting to return to you and are holding on to you for dear life, I'm hearing. There's someone here who is desperately wanting you. They're seeing you like this. Now, a lot of you in the collective, you are fiercely independent, possibly hyper independent. This is a trauma response from your childhood. Okay? No judgment here, I am. So I get it. The more you work, the more you feel, the more you work, the more you are praised, the more you feel loved. Am I right? Yes, I am. But maybe let's retrain that idea and that subconscious belief that you've created by shifting it a bit and say something on the lines of, I'm a badass. I'm amazing. I am very diligent. I'm worthy of my financial success. I am praised for all the hard work I do. I reap what I sow. I understand cause and effect. I expect financial growth, not because I'm only just working hard, but it is because financial growth is my divine birthright. You know, you could say something along those lines. And here's the indecision coming up. Two of Coins. I love this deck, the Lightseers Tarot deck. We have lots of colour here. Excuse my fingers, they're very dry and it's autumn. And I get to moisturise my my crusty fingers. But I do see here that we have lots of orange, red and peach. Funnily, she's actually wearing a similar jumper to mine. So this is definitely sweater weather, it's definitely jumper weather, and I do see a lot of you, you know, you're burning bright even in the autumnal months. Maybe this is about how you get to be grateful, content, saying words of affirmation. I'm so good at saving money. I'm so good at spending money. I'm so good at balancing out my finances. I'm a very good bookkeeper. And maybe by the end of your day, you say something on the lines of, and by the grace of God, I somehow, with all of these incredible tasks that I have going on, and this amazing new project that I have that my colleague has invited me to be part of because I have specialist skills that they desire to create this dream, teamwork makes the dream work. I'm doing really well at balancing all of that because I have inner strength, okay? Inner strength. I have unwavering faith. The strength card is always about unwavering faith and being gracious and grateful. Leo energy here, very strong. Okay. I do see that you have recovered from emotional upset. You have been already in the experience of letting go of conflict and drama and moving on from all of those pains in your life. And Spirit is also saying to you that maybe you get to have some more rest and recuperation and recovery after that heartbreak. Rest when you can, work when you work. Be decisive, make healthy choices. Beautiful card. There's a message here about there's a few more stitches still to mend your heart fully. And Spirit is saying that you're almost there. And I know that you are, on the outward appearances, seen that you have it all together, which you do. And that is reflective of truth, of true light. However, there's an energy here where you are on the brink of burnout, on the brink, and you are aware of it. And the fact that you have that awareness is positive, because maybe you didn't fully have the awareness. Maybe you had a conscious understanding, but you didn't necessarily have the awareness. There is a difference. The awareness puts you into the action that you are going to be doing something about that awareness. Consciously being in the understanding that you've got it all together, you're juggling all these balls up in the air, you're spinning lots of plates, you've got projects here and there, you're just about getting by in sleep, you're just about getting by with eating three meals or 2 meals a day, you're just about getting by with hydrating yourself. But there is an element here, an underlying element here, which is the Four of Swords and the Five of Cups, which is telling me that there is still some healing to be made because there is still disappointment energy in your field. And there is a call, a silent call from Spirit that you can hear in your distant ear, that recovery and rest, sleep, is of the utmost importance, particularly around your weekends. Okay, if your weekday is your work week, so to speak, depending on your career, we understand. You know, I myself, I do lots of things. I understand this message very, very clearly. And this is the reason why the message is being delivered with authenticity and clarity. That during the weekends, you make it an utmost priority to rest, to maybe do a digital detox, maybe even do a dietary cleanse, maybe intermittent fasting or something like that. During this time of recovery, you may surprise yourself that you may have emotions, as I said, that may be slightly dormant in your heart space, that get to be lifted out, expressed, shared with you and God. Cry, journal, be in the passive energy, not the active. And during this moment, you get a eureka moment. You are illuminated into something. We're going to have a look and see what this illumination will be. A new idea, possibly for some of you, a new creative idea, a new passion, a project that you get to start today. Nine of Swords. This is a continued message with this. So Spirit is saying, if you do not recover this weekend, you do not rest, you will experience the symptom of burnout, which is over-exhaustion and mental disease, upset, that can cause depression, okay? That can make you spiral into the ego chatter, which involves the I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthies, all of those things. Cancel, clear, delete. Spirit here with the white crow in spirit is coming to you right now here to share with you this message. Please make it your priority to either sleep in or get the hours that you need to feel rested. For some of you, this could be 6 hours. For some of you, this could be 8 hours. For some of you, this could be 10 hours. Whatever it is for you and your body, make that a priority this weekend. Because there seems to be a slight block here in the emotional and mental body here. The emotional and mental faculties is exactly what I'm hearing. Once that block is released, through recovery, through rest, through receptivity, right? You get a spiritual download. I love this. Let's see what this is. We got the Five of Swords. Yeah, this is all connected here. The Knight of Cups. You know, the Knight of Cups is an artist. The Knight of Cups is a poet, a writer, a hopeless romantic. He's the boy next door, or he's the girl next door. He's that whimsical, love-filled person, love-filled soul who may be broke, but will do whatever it takes to love and be loved. They have and they carry an energy of naivety around them. But I do see for some of you, this could actually be you romancing yourself once the recovery has been had. Okay, and maybe this is connected to the eureka moment. The feeling of self-worth comes through the addressing that you are worthy, and you always have been worthy, and you will always be worthy of love. As I mentioned, there are certain things, patterns of behavior. This weekend, I urge you to reflect on, to look on briefly. You don't have to be stagnating in that energy for the whole weekend. All I ask for you to do is to rest, recover, and to address why, in one sentence, you believe, which is false, because a belief is not real. Beliefs are not tangible. In a way, okay? The belief that you have been telling yourself that you are not worthy is a false attribute. It's not who you are. Your actual attribute is of positivity and worth, which is a reflection of love, which is the I am principle. With the I am principle, you are able to create and manifest anything with that principle. Because you will realize, possibly for some of you, that you have had the key all along to release yourself from turmoil. You have, and you have the key, you have had and you have the key to romance yourself. You have and have had the key always to be able to take yourself out on a date, to not be saved, and to not wait for someone to love you. We are in Libra season, and here is a Justice card. Okay. The main point of this whole reading, whether it's about romance or love for yourself, for self-acceptance, for a new redirection and awareness that you start from now, that you get to love yourself, is all part of a karmic rebalancing. You are receiving a beautiful and important lesson about how to regroup, how to bring in all of your energy bodies, your physical, your emotional, your spiritual, your mental capacities in equilibrium. Once you are able and aware of all of these things, that you deserve equal give and take in how you work, in that compensational law of compensation, an understanding of that, then things will start to change for you from next week. There's also a message that some of you get to be paid for purely existing. There's a karma here, exactly. We have the Queen of Pentacles. There's a karmic tie with regard to, for some of you, past lives where money has been blocked from you from coming into this lifetime. And it's because in this lifetime, you've created this idea and this belief, as I mentioned earlier, that you are not worthy of love. And you are not worthy of a safe, supported, comfortable existence. I do see that by you connecting with your heart space, you will start to understand why, possibly for some of you, you were looking outside of yourself for everything that you have wanted when you've always had it within you. And I really mean that. And when we say these things as spiritual teachers or as life coaches or as teachers, or as yogis, or gurus, or however you wish to say it, or call us, it is because we mean what we say. With integrity. Many of us in the Western world, or many of us in the world in general, have made it a habit to use words flippantly, to use words that don't have meaning. Each word that we use in the English matrix, the lexicon of the English matrix, specifically is connected to witchcraft. Did you know that? They don't teach you these things in school unless you go to an esoteric mystery school like I did in London town. English speaking, but Hindi, Ayurvedic principles, where we were initiated into Sanskrita. I was initiated into transcendental meditation when I was 11, and yoga, and the Vedas, and all the incredible things. That's not normal, okay? But when you start to see the world in a way that is outside of your physical perception like you did as a child, you realise that yes, that is possible, that the English language specifically is our building blocks and is built on magic. Spelling and spell work are very the same. They're very alike. Now, I speak Italian, I speak Spanish, and I'm owning that. I have created a belief in my head, and I'll just share this with you. Libra energy here, for those of you who are interested, and Virgo energy here as well, and Capricorn for some of you, that I'm not good at Spanish because I was overcorrected with the Spanish language, with the mistakes that I made. When you get older, or when I have got older, and I'm 41 years old in 2025, according to the Gregorian calendar, which is another matrix, it's always good to fail and fail better. But I will say that I have made it a belief, and therefore a negative habit, to think that I'm not good at Spanish when I am. I would say I'm an intermediate in Spanish. I understand it fluently, and I am fluent in Italian. French, I'm conversational, and I understand 80%. I get to release control and this idea that I'm not good at languages when clearly I am. And it's weird because it's a story, a belief that I have been saying to myself over and over again, consciously and subconsciously, as a mantra. And I've made that my reality, where I have closed off opportunities to be able to speak in Spanish because I have felt unworthy. I didn't feel good enough. I was worried to make mistakes. And I am ending that now. And I am speaking Spanish, and I'm doing my Spanish lessons, and I will continue to do my Spanish lessons. And at this time, I've been on a 2-week break, Spirit, I think, saying 3-week break from my Spanish lessons. Because something happened recently where I was triggered badly into an old negative spiraling belief that, oh, okay, I'm not able to speak Spanish. And that's just not true. I speak more languages than most people. And that's a fact. And so if I see that, I get to be my own coach and tell myself, I can do it, I will do it, I speak Spanish. That's one example that I'm offering up to you, that whatever you believe, whether it's positive or negative, will become your reality. And so I'm asking you, through the channeling from Spirit, to connect with who you are, where you want to go, have time and respect for your body, mind and soul and spirit to rest and recover, to receive that illuminated message from Spirit that's going to be dropping onto your lap during your receptive time, because there will be no distractions. And you will realize that you are worthy of love in many ways that it will present itself. Whether it's speaking another language, whether it's doing your yogic practice, whether it's doing a headstand or not. But you practice, because yoga is a practice. Whether you have been entertaining dusty, low-life, energetic men in your life, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, I am worthy of a great love. Why? Because I am my great love. I myself am my greatest love. And everything gets to be reflected from that space. Okay. Don't get into your head about it. I know you're about to get into your head. I can feel it. You're like, yeah, but it's so hard. It's only hard because you're thinking it's going to be hard, and then it's going to be really arduous. If you let go of the chatter, if you just quiet your mind, it's actually much easier, and you drop into that space more immediately than all the excuses, all of the chatter, all of the things. I'm not good enough. I've got to do this. And then I've got to get distracted because I don't want to have to look at that thing. Just drop in now. Allow yourself, give yourself permission to say that I love myself without guilt, without thinking that it's self-indulgent, without thinking that it's selfish. I am love. If you're going to make a comment down below here on the YouTube channel and you don't know what to say, put I am love. You don't have to prove that you are strong to anybody. I know that you've been through hard times. I sense it, I feel it. But just like that ladybird, it has escaped death twice and is happily moving around looking for its home. I think it's found its home now because I haven't seen it. You are the greatest love that you have been looking for. Your love is your home. Your heart is your home. When you love your heart, when you love yourself, you have come home to yourself. I have come home to myself. I love myself. I am love. 3 of water, 9 of wands, fire, and the 6 of fire. Again, there is a message here that you are on the precipice of 2 things. A, emotional and physical fatigue into burnout. So watch what I'm saying, heed what I'm saying, and do something about it by not doing. Rest, recover, rejuvenate. The other message is that you are on the precipice of closing out a project and a chapter whereby you will be raising your status into a much higher status where you will be applauded and you are victorious. What I find interesting with the messages here in this reading and the week that I have had with the Alchemia series that I'm creating with my paintings is that you always are able to, at any given point, you're able to transmute pain into medicine, poison into medicine, restriction and constriction into freedom and expansion and abundance at any given point. And if you practice yoga, you understand what I'm talking about. Yoga is also off the mat. You can have both, you can do both, you can experience both. There is no point practicing yoga and you're going to be an arsehole outside in the world. Okay? Just don't do it, if anything. Please. Okay? So I do see that your heart will be overflowing. And maybe it's already been overflowing. And maybe this full moon has got you in your feels a little bit. But I do see that soon, with the number 6, which we have had earlier, is a great number. We had 666, or a message about recalibration and balance, harmony. Libra energy, Venus energy, Taurus energy, Pisces energy. We also had Leo energy, very strong, Libra energy, very strong. Okay, and your cup will be overflowing from yourself to the world, because the Namaste principle is the light in me sees the light in you. How about that? That compassion for self and for other. So burn bright, my friends. Dream big. Take moments for recovery. Calm your waters. The end isn't over yet. You have time. Make time. Plan with strategy. Believe in a new belief. You are worthy. And love is coming. Love is here. Namaste.